We are back on Morning Line. Thanks for joining us. Josh Horn, our final segment this morning, 737-7587. Several callers are waiting on the horn through the break, and we'll go next to Kenny. Kenny, good morning. Hi, Kenny.
Howdy.
Hey, how can we help you?
Buddy?
Good to hear from you. What can we do?
I was just wondering, I lost my leg back in September of last year due to diabetes.
Okay.
And I filed for disability. I filed for SSI. I just got a letter a week before last denying me.
How old are you?
I'm 55.
Okay, and you worked, and you have worked in the past. So were you applying for SSI or disability? I mean, you have benefits.
Either one.
Either one, okay. And they denied you. They said you're not 100% disabled.
Right, they said that I didn't have enough work credits.
Well, okay, so now there's two programs, Social Security Disability and SSI Disability. SSI doesn't have anything to do with work credits.
You don't need work credits for that.
If you have you received a denial for the SSI program or just the Social Security program?
I've applied for both.
Okay, because the SSI may have been sent over to the disability office for a decision, but Social Security, you have to have worked 5 out of the last 10 years in order to qualify. And so if you haven't worked 5 out of the last 10 years, then that's what it sounds like, because it says you don't have enough work credits.
So that means, though, that you may still be waiting to hear on the SSI, which, you don't have to have work credits for. It's considerably less money than you would get the other way. But have you heard from them yet?
I haven't heard from nobody other than getting that denial letter.
Okay, then if that denial letter mentioned credits, then you've been denied for Social Security Disability. If he applied for both, then maybe his SSI, and it's worth maybe making a call on this, but that means your SSI, the insurance, which is one that doesn't require credits, it's the last gasp safety net for folks like you, that still may be under consideration.
Yeah, and you just have to call us to double check, because I don't know without a computer. But oftentimes, we have the two different disability programs. We have a lot of folks who get a little bit confused because they may be denied on one but not the other, or they may be denied on both. I don't know. It also depends, because SSI is all about your income and resources. So if you're married and she's working full time, you may not be qualify for that either. I just don't really know, but you should receive 2 separate decision letters.
Okay, and typically, would a loss of a limb possibly qualify you?
It just kind of all depends. That could be part of the equation. If that was the only thing, probably not. There's a lot of folks who are working full time who may not have one limb or
sure.
and still. But if you've got diabetes and you've lost a limb and you've got this condition and that condition, and then that could add up.
And it's a good point. Aside from SSI, if you have other income or you're married and your spouse is doing well, you're not going to get it, because there's a very low income threshold. Now with disability, you could get it. The threshold's not as great, right? In terms of
with SSI or
disability.
Yeah, with Social Security Disability, we don't care about, now if you're working we care, but other income, your spouse's income, short-term disability, long-term, it doesn't matter with Social Security. It just matters that whether you've worked and paid into the system enough, which is what we talked about, the 5 out of the last 10 years. And so there's two different non-medical criteria that you have to meet depending on which program you're dealing with.
Yeah, so don't give up yet, Kenny. I would just say that they're probably still considering you for SSI. You can check on it, but you're not going to get Social Security Disability because you didn't have enough work credits. And work credits have nothing to do with SSI, so you haven't gotten a letter for that yet. So it may be worth calling and checking, and you may well qualify if you have other conditions besides just the loss of the leg, because that may not be enough. But he said he had diabetes. He may have heart conditions, other things that go with it, and you very well may qualify. Let's go to Rory next. Hi, Rory. Hello, Rory.
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Good. How can we help you?
Okay, I got a question. If someone drawing SSI, and are they allowed to work so many hours out of a month?
Okay.
Yes, it's a good question. SSI basically is a $1 for $2 offset when it comes to work income. So if you went back to work and you made $300, then half of that's going to be held out of your benefits.
$150 kept out of whatever you're drawing on SSI. As for someone on Social Security Disability, it's different.
Social Security is completely different. So it's basically 9 months where you can make as much as you want to. It's not going to affect your benefits at all. They don't even have to be consecutive months, but you can make as much as you want to. They'll keep paying your benefits. It's called a trial work period. And then after that, if you make over a certain threshold, they don't pay you. If you're under a certain threshold, they do pay you. You kind of go back and forth for a 3-year period. And that's called an extended period of eligibility, trying to help you get back into the workforce.
Okay, great. So yes, you can work on SSI, but keep in mind, dollar for dollar. You make $300, $150 comes out of your SSI. If you make enough, eventually, whatever you're drawing in SSI is just going to vanish. But that's good because it means you're able to work.
Right.
They say that's a good program to hide. Everyone, I think, would prefer to work than just collect, a little old SSI check. I mean, if you could work, you can. So it's worth giving people a chance to try. Let's go to Gentry. Hi, Gentry. Hey, Gentry, how can we help you? Are you there, Gentry? Gentry, all right, we'll put him on hold. I think he's listening on TV sometimes. So
Hello?
I missed that. Oh, there he is. I knew you were there. Go ahead, Gentry. Hello, Gentry.
Yes.
Yeah, what's your question?
Hello?
What's your question?
Yes.
Okay, just talk to us on the phone. What's your question?
Yeah. This is Kendrick.
Okay, go ahead. What's your question?
Yes, I drove. My name is Kendrick, it's not Gentry. They got to pronounce it wrong.
Okay,
And
what's your question?
it's the same type of question. What that guy was telling you about SSI.
Yeah.
So how many hours are you allowed to work without expecting your check? I have knee problems if I want to go back to work.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we can just recap that. I don't know if he's on SSI or disability, but
And it's not really about hours. It's really about the dollar amount of earned income. And so, again, we hold back. And with SSI, it's half of whatever you make. So if you make $200, we're going to hold back $100 out of your check. And if you make $400, it's $200, and so on and so forth.
Yep. And then again, if you're on Social Security disability, not SSI, like you said, 9 months, you can go great guns. You can make $5 million in 9 months. It's not going to affect your benefit. After that, though, you might want to just continue doing what you were doing to earn all that money and drop off your. So yeah, you just keep in mind, Kendry, you can work when you're drawing these checks as an effort to see if you can get back into the workplace, which is a great thing, without losing. They're not going to just cut you off, right, because you go to work, correct?
Right. Yeah. Right. I mean, because the Social Security wants you to try to work. They want you to try to go back. They want you to explore vocational rehabilitation. They want you to explore different options out there. And we understand that you can't, if you're at risk of immediately cutting your benefits off, that you can't do that. And so we have these programs set up to try to help you go back to work.
Awesome. All right. Any last parting shots, my friend? Everything going good over there? Are you guys still in a hiring freeze?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are doing a little bit of hiring, and
good.
so that's been good, and trying to replace and make sure that we're able to maintain an efficient service and so forth. But yeah, just a lot of questions today about your disability benefits, and so just encourage you, like we mentioned, if you are denied, especially at the first round, appeal it. You have 60 days to send in an appeal, and there's multiple layers of appeals. Most people choose to at least go to the hearings level, but there are appeals after that period too, but you only have 60 days to appeal that, and almost all of our decisions are appealable. So if it's even a non-medical situation, if it's a medical review, because we do those routine medical reviews.
Give up.
Yeah, absolutely. So
don't give up on
you
it,
guys.
Josh, we'll see you again in a month.
Absolutely.
Take a break. Be back with Programming Note right after this, and don't give up.